kidnapped. He told the nigga he couldn't leave. You know, I just realized why I don't like that nigga Puffy. He gonna go bail that fat nigga out. Nah, no more Puffy juice, no more Bel Air. Who the fuck drinks sparkling wine anyway? The shit is...
50 Cent never misses a chance to poke fun at someone, especially when there's drama involved. This time, his focus is on Rick Ross, and social media is eating it up. The chaos started during Rick Ross's performance at the Ignite Music Festival in Vancouver. Everything seemed fine until Ross performed Kendrick Lamar's diss track, Not Like Us. That's when things took a wild turn. Rumors started flying that Ross became a target for some guys allegedly linked to Drake's OVO crew. The whole scene was caught on camera and quickly went viral online. Fans are buzzing about the long-running music beefs, but 50 Cent took it to the next level. As expected, he didn't hold back, cracking jokes and turning the situation into a hot topic. Everyone's watching, and the drama just keeps building.
Nick Cannon did that song "Used to Look Up to You," and he said that was about you.
Like they been a savage. Dick ride, little Marshall Mathers.
I would never respond to Nick Cannon. Never. Listen, look. Now look. The camera's on, right? He's legendary corny. He's been corny forever, like from the very beginning. I thought at one point he was headed somewhere that was like in the Will Smith-ish kind of, because it was comedy stuff like that, and then it just never got to its destination. Like, it just never got cool. Like,
the only thing that makes him look corny is his rapping.
Yeah, I don't know why he's so passionate about it. Like he's, what the hell's going on? Bro, look, you suck, bro. You suck, bro. I'm gonna just tell you the truth. Like, there's never a moment where you said something and we was like, ooh, bars.
50 Cent didn't waste any time jumping into the drama. Known for his quick comebacks, he jumped on social media to roast Rick Ross's fast exit, calling it the Great Escape. His jokes made sure everyone kept talking about it, as usual. 50 kept it funny and unfiltered. He joked about everything, from asking, "No more Puff with you? You and Puff cool? No? Damn. Alright," to clowning Madonna, saying, "You can't be like a virgin at 63, right?" When a random topic about a penis enlargement lawsuit came up, 50 laughed it off, saying, "My penis was enlarged since I was little." In an interview with Big Boy on Big Boy's Neighborhood, 50 opened up about everything from working out to staying in the music game. Big Boy noticed right away that 50's been back in the gym. "Yeah, I'm training, trying to get back in shape," 50 said. When asked if music is still his first love, 50 explained, "It has to come from the heart. You can't fake it. It's about staying hungry and knowing what's going on out there. I remember starting with nothing, just the hunger to make it." True to form, 50 kept it real, funny, and straight to the point. Exactly why people love hearing what he has to say. They're saying I'm hungry, but really, I'm just disciplined, 50 Cent said during his chat with Big Boy. You've got to stay in the game, especially in a culture that's all about out with the old, in with the new. These days, artists blow up on social media before they even meet a record label. Things have changed, so you've got to stay on top of it. Big Boy then brought up the crazy penis enlargement lawsuit making headlines. "Man, if that was me, I'd have disappeared," Big Boy joked. But 50 wasn't the least bit bothered. "Disappear? Nah, you can't just hide when stuff like that comes up," he said with a laugh. "First of all, what even is this penis enlargement lawsuit? It's ridiculous." 50 went on to explain what really happened. "So I went to this med spa to get a facial. I was there with a girl because, I'm working on my skin," he joked. "While I'm waiting for her, I take a picture with one of the workers there. Next thing I know, she posts it and writes something about penis enhancement. Like, really? Come on." Even with all the wild rumors, 50 stayed cool, cracking jokes and proving why nothing can knock him off his game. 50 Cent couldn't help but laugh at the whole thing. "It's not about that," he said, talking about the photo that turned into a penis enlargement rumor. "I was just getting a facial, and then she adds something about penis enhancement. Like, come on. I didn't get anything like that. My stuff's been good since I was little," he joked, but it wasn't just about the wild rumors. 50 made it clear why he had to do something about it. It's about sending a message. You can't just say stuff like that without facing some consequences, he explained. It's not about the money. It's about principle. You can't get away with that. He didn't care about the cash, though. "I've spent millions on lawyers anyway. I've spent $23 million on legal fees since I've been in the game, 50 said. Shaking his head, fans flooded the comments, cracking jokes and sharing memes about the situation. But 50 wasn't just making fun of Ross for the incident at the music festival. His post was also a reminder that his longtime beef with Ross wasn't over, just with a little humor to keep things going.
50 Cent.
I'm here.
Pleasure to have you in here. The first thing I said to Fifth when he came in, I said, man, you back in that gym, huh?
Yeah, training, man. Try to get myself back in shape.
Yeah, man. Is music that first love? Because there's some cats be like, man, I could walk away.
I need that to feel hot.
I hear you.
Like, and I like, you can't really fake that.
No.
It got to be based on the material and you having your finger on the pulse of what's going on and being able to do it. Like the guy that go, he's hungry, so he's writing because he's hungry because he has nothing. I remember that. I was that. Mm-hmm. And now while they say he's hungry, I'm saying, show what? I'm disciplined.
Right.
Yeah. You know, and it is a significance in staying in a culture that's out with the old and with the new. You know, like we watch now, the guys will happen before. The hit will happen before they meet the label.
When we talk about like social media and things like that, and you being
50 Cent chuckled as he talked about the situation. It wasn't even that different, he said, his voice deep and familiar. I knew exactly who it was. Young Buck, almost. But man, you can't be out here saying stuff like that. You can't say dudes are messing around with other dudes. The internet is going to come for you. Then he made a joke. I'm just saying, why is your boy so close to you when you come out of there? It looks like you guys just made sweet love. He paused, making sure to phrase it carefully. Yeah, I'm gonna say sweet love instead of anything else. That's better, trust me. People will try to twist things around. 50 couldn't help but laugh at himself. I always say stuff on the edge, and I'm like, oh, I'm in trouble now. But I didn't think about that. Smart move. Big Boy then brought up the time someone offered to take 50 shopping. And he was in the same shirt, right? 50 pointed out with a grin. Same shirt. Look, I'm just saying, stop it. You set that up, didn't you? Same shirt, same time. It's too obvious. 50 was having fun with it, keeping it light while still stirring up the drama. He knew how to keep things interesting and funny, without taking it too seriously. 50 Cent was clearly thrown off by the whole situation.
I was offended by that, he said.
I mean, that's something people might say to a girl, right? Like, let me take you shopping. And then they find it that quick. What do you think is going on here? He shook his head, still laughing. And then they found Kendrick's wife. Man.
Wow.
You can't dress Kendrick up like that. That's messed up. It's like white chicks or something.
Can't do that.
He kept laughing, adding, but I gotta admit, they were out shopping and they were rocking the same outfit.
Nice shirt, though.
I'll give them that. Big Boy asked about the shopping comment, and 50 started to explain. When he said that, I was like, let me get away from this guy. It felt like he was saying, yo, you're hot now. Let's hang out, hang out. He paused, trying to figure out the vibe. He goes, maybe I'll take you shopping, get you some flashy stuff, and you can give me the H. And I'm just standing there, like, what's going on here? 50 clearly had a mix of confusion and humor, just trying to make sense of everything while keeping it light. 50 Cent knew exactly what to do when the moment came. I just had to step away, he said with a laugh. I can't mess up the win. He remembered a time at Chris Light's wedding in Miami, shaking his head. I looked at him like, yo, did you hear what he just said? Some things people let slide because it's Puff. But that? Nah, that was a little too much. The beef between 50 Cent and Rick Ross has been going on for years. It's one of the biggest and longest rivalries in hip-hop, filled with diss tracks, legal drama, and constant shots taken at each other online. They've made no secret of how much they can't stand each other. So, when 50 had the chance to go at Ross again, he didn't hesitate. For 50, taking a shot at Ross, who denies any connection to the disgraced music mogul, was just the perfect opportunity.
What's happening with Puffy? I know you're not really tapped in, but what
the last thing I saw was like a guy there. He was like, yo, he like pushed me into the truck. It really hurt. And he sodomized me. I was like, yo, look, I could find other things to do for money. But I'm not sure I can say that for money. Like somebody pushed
How much is this guy trying to get?
I don't know. Like, if there's it's a simple suit situation, but it's like
20 mil, I can say it.
You still had the blackest face out. You
Yes.
still have to mimic his
Son,
voice because he's like,
But his
damn.
voice wasn't even that different.
And then a little deeper. I was like, almost like, no, that's you, young buck.
Yo,
I almost felt like it was him. I almost knew who it was. You know what I mean? I was like, nah, that's Buck. You try-
Living with autism, she describes it as feeling like you're stuck in a glass ball. The world is on fire, and the fire is inside the ball with you, she says. But there's no way out. It's an experience that makes everything feel overwhelming and trapped on top of her autism. She also suffered a head injury the night of the 2000s VMAs. She remembers a friend driving her from Rochester, New York, to Manhattan, more than 5 hours on the road. Her attorney shared the name of the friend with NBC News. Though the friend has since passed away, once in the city, she ran into P. Diddy's limo driver, who offered to take her to an after-party. I bumped into Diddy's driver, and he told me I was exactly what Diddy was looking for, she recalls. When asked what that meant, she thought it just meant she was pretty. At the after-party, she ended up talking to Benji Madden and his brother. She recalled chatting with Benji about his tattoo of the Last Supper. I have a religious background, so it was just something to talk about, she said. It's like stepping into a world that takes your breath away. There's champagne, beautiful people everywhere, and the buildings are so amazing they leave you in awe. Everything is so perfect, but behind all the glamour, there's also a lot of craziness. You see both sides of it at once. At first, everything felt incredible. You're living this dream, right next to people you've always seen on TV. It's wild. You're thinking, oh my God, this is real. You're so close to them, you could practically reach out and touch them. Being around these famous people, especially as a model or a newcomer, gives you this sense of belonging. You're with people who are already well known in the industry, and it feels like you're part of that world too. It's a feeling of acceptance, like you've made it. You're not just watching from the outside anymore. You're in it. One of them, Hollywood, is like no other world. It's filled with beautiful people, sparkling parties, and moments that make you feel like you're living a dream. It's exciting, yes, but also a little overwhelming. You're constantly surrounded by celebrities, people you used to watch on TV, and it feels like you could reach out and touch them. But even with all the glam and excitement, there's a side to it that's a bit confusing and even scary. I remember feeling unsure about why some older men were so interested in me. I looked much younger, like a 20-year-old or even younger, and it made me wonder why these grown men would be interested in me. I'd talk to famous rappers and athletes who were a lot older, and I would just think, why? I look so young, like a little girl. What could they possibly see in me? It wasn't that I was insecure, but I couldn't help but question it. In the world of rap and sports, they always seem to prefer younger women with fresh faces, not women who look older. So it always left me wondering, what was it about me that caught their eye?
You should always advocate for yourself and be a voice for yourself. You should never let what somebody else did ruin or run your life.
A 38-year-old mother from Alabama who has filed a lawsuit accusing Sean Diddy Combs and Jay-Z of raping her when she was 13 years old is speaking out to NBC News for the first time. She asked us not to reveal her identity.
What made you want to come forward and talk today?
Because I think that I've been quiet long enough about what I've been through, and it's been hard enough to be quiet. But it's a chapter of my life that I'd like to close.
An NBC News review of her account found inconsistencies with her allegations. She says that
at parties like Playboy and Diddy's, things can get pretty intense, especially when you're in the role of a Playboy bunny. You're there to entertain, making sure the people who've paid a lot of money to be there having a good time, whether it's for charity or something else. There's a lot of pressure to keep everyone happy, but with Diddy's parties, it felt a bit different. For me, it was more about networking, meeting people, and making connections. But even so, it was a wild scene. There were women getting naked in the pool, drinking, and drugs being passed around. The minute you walked in, people would ask, do you want some coke, or offer other things, and if you said no, it was no big deal. It was just part of the environment. Being around all of that made it tough to ignore what was happening, and you could feel the pressure to be part of it. That I've always been pretty upfront about not doing drugs. People would ask, why don't you take drugs? And I'd just say, I don't do drugs, never have. I try to make it light and play it off with a joke, so no one felt awkward. If I was on my phone texting someone, I'd notice people peeking over, like, "What are you doing on your phone?" It was all casual, but you could feel the attention. The place was covered in cameras, bedrooms, hallways, everywhere. I figured it was just for security, considering how expensive the property was. But still, it was a bit weird knowing you were always being watched. As for the allegations, he's flat out denied them. He says he's never sexually assaulted anyone, whether man, woman, or minor. Back in October, his spokesperson told BBC News that they completely rejected the claims. Sean Cole's team has firmly denied any wrongdoing at his infamous parties. They say the white parties and other events he hosted were a huge part of hip-hop, Hollywood, and black excellence. It's disappointing to see how the media and some people have turned these cultural events into something they were never meant to be. The issue isn't just about Diddy. It's a bigger problem in the whole entertainment industry. That's something I'm passionate about. There are now 25 accusers who claim they were minors when these things happened, with accusations dating back to 1991 and lasting over 20 years. These people are from more than 25 states, including New York, California, Florida, and Georgia. Diddy had homes in places like Miami, so it makes sense that some of these incidents could have taken place there. We've reached out to Sean Cole's legal team, but haven't heard back yet. He's currently being held at the Metropolitan Detention Center.
Things would you see when you were going there?
Well, what didn't I see? Like, it's these events, the way that it's like a movie, right? You walk into this extremely lavish lifestyle, right? It's like a music video, it's like a movie. Everything is, it just looks like $1 million, right? It just is beautiful. There's champagne, there's beautiful women, there's beautiful men, there's the architecture of the building is just like, wow. Like, you're just like, oh my, you're just in awe of it all, right? Behind all of this is the craziness as well. So you're experiencing both sides. Don't get me wrong, I had a good time up until certain points of like...
Sean Coles is set to stand trial in May after a judge ruled he will face federal charges for sex trafficking and racketeering. He will stay in prison until then. Coles denies the charges, which claim he used his business empire to move women and male sex workers across state lines for recorded sexual acts. If found guilty, he could face a life sentence. At the courthouse, his 83-year-old mother, Janice, was there, having publicly supported him before. His twin daughters, Jessie and Delilah, were also mentioned, but it's not clear if they spoke to him. Coles, a huge name in hip-hop, is also facing multiple civil lawsuits. In court, he blew kisses to his family before being taken away, while his lawyer rejected the sexual activity claims made by the prosecutors.